In this video, I'm going to share the 7 ways on why you're not prepared for your first date. Yep. 7 ways you're not prepared for your first date and why you're blowing it. And this is probably why you're not able to get to date number 2, date number 3. All right. So that this video is for those guys are wondering, why do I only have one date and then I get ghosted or anything like that? And I was inspired to do this video from a boxing match I just watched, heavyweight boxing with Moses Itama and Dillian White, where he knocked his ass out in the first round. All right, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Kane. I'm the Silver Bachelor. This channel is 100% dedicated to dating advice for older guys. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button and a notification button because I'm dropping videos every week. But first, I offer one-on-one coaching, and also I have an ebook and audiobook. You can check out the link in my description. And I also created a new fashion line. That's right. I'm starting off with a watch. I'm eventually going to create a jacket, t-shirts, sneakers, and all that. But this is the watch. Not the exact watch, but pretty much exactly. You can take a look at the pictures and the link in the description. As you've seen in my other videos, I love big watches. Each of these watches are unique, one of a kind. And here's the kicker. I get more compliments on this monster of a watch than I do on my Panerai 127, which is a $10,000 watch. I almost never get compliments on this. I get compliments all the time with this one, okay? So go check out the links in my description. All right, back to the video because that's what you're here for. So I was inspired to do this from watching the heavyweight match between Moses Itama, and Dillian White on August 16th, 2025. Dillian White was no slouch, man. This guy had 34 fights, only 3 losses, and he fought Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, who took longer than 6 rounds. They both took longer than 6 rounds to knock out or beat Dillian White. Moses Itama, on the other hand, is 20 years old, 12-0 at the time he was fighting Dillian White, and knocked Dillian White's ass out in the first round. Okay, and these other top heavyweights needed at least 6. And this guy comes along and knocks him out in the first round. And one of the reasons why this happened, can you believe that Dillian White's coach said that we're not going to watch any of the fights. He said he's not going to watch any of Moses's fights, which is insane. Who goes into heavyweight boxing and is not fucking prepared for the fight? Who doesn't? I played football all the way through college, and I played college football. We watched game tapes of who we're playing the next week, hours and hours and hours to study their plays, their strategy, all of that. And Dillian White, his coach didn't have him be prepared and watch any of Moses's fights. Like, what a fucking idiot. Well, you guys are sometimes idiots when you're not prepared for the first date and you blow it, and then you're wondering why you just got ghosted and why you're not having date number 2 and date number 3, especially if she's attractive, because you had your shot. You had your shot. She accepted a date with you, man. And then you don't even know why you're blowing it. Well, that's what we're going to get into right now, why you're blowing it. 7 reasons why. So here we go. First of all, if this is a dating app situation where you've met her on a dating app, okay, you need to read her damn profile. Yes, read it. Most of you guys, this is what you're doing. You're swiping so fast, right? And then when you match and you start chatting or you get to the date, you didn't even remember what was on her profile. Not all the time, but most times she will mention things on her profile like she's a vegan, okay? Or she hates pickles. She has a dog. Whatever. There's all these things that women will reveal about themselves in their dating app, assuming that's how you met her. So you're an idiot if you go to the first date and you're like, oh, why don't we get this? And it's got pickles. And she said very clearly she's not into she hates pickles. Or she said she's a vegan and you've brought her to a steakhouse, you dumbass. This is what I'm talking about. This is basic stuff, but I'm teaching you these things so you can be prepared. And and like I said, read her profile. Number 2, active listening. So when I say active listening, do not wear a smartwatch. Get rid of that damn thing because it's annoying. It's going to go off while you're there. Put your phone put your phone down, like flip it over. No distractions. Keep your attention on her active listening, okay? That's number 2. Number 3, you've probably never heard this in your life. Well, I'm telling you right now, this is my biggest secret I'm revealing. And that is take notes. And you might be thinking, so bachelor, man, what was this, kindergarten? No. You take notes after the first date. You just go to your phone, your notepad, you put her name there, and you try to remember everything from that conversation to, oh, she's a Taurus. Oh, she has a dog, and her dog is named Marshy. Uh, her birth date is this. Her mother passed away last year. On and on and on, and try to remember everything you possibly can. Because what happens if you're going on multiple dates, the lines may cross. This has happened to me when I was an amateur of dating after my 20-year marriage. That I mentioned something, and she's like, I don't have a dog, because I asked her, how's your dog? Oh, God. So, yes, Silver Bachelor has fucked up before, too. So, this is why I'm teaching you this to not fuck up. Make notes. Take the notes on everything. And before you meet her again, also take a note of where you went in the date that your first date is so important. Imagine you're dating 6 months, 8 months down the road, and you always bring to her attention, well, the first date we went on was August 17th, and we went to this place. And that's your anniversary date, is the date of your first date. So make notes on all these things. And believe me, as somebody who's been on hundreds of first dates, I've dated a lot of women in the last 4 years. And this is how they are impressed, is the things that you remember. So that's number 3, is take notes. Number 4, when you or she asks to meet, when you're now both ready to plan a date, okay? Have the place in mind. Lock it in. Be the leader, man. If she says, so, okay, you want to get together Friday night? And you say yes. And she says, what do you want to do? If you need to buy yourself some time, say, hey, let me get back to you in 5 minutes and I'll come up with some ideas. Tell her where you're going, right? Ideally, it's someplace with a vibe, okay? Someplace with a vibe. Nothing too cheap, nothing too expensive, but a place with a vibe, okay? That's number 4. Number 5, confirm the time and location a few hours before the date. You don't necessarily have to confirm everything in the morning, but I would say minimum 3 to 4 hours before your actual date. Hit her up and say, hey, look forward to seeing you at 6 o'clock. Let me know when you're going to be ready, something like that. Okay, so that's number 5. Number 6, now, this is something rare, and I understand if you're not making that much of an income, but I always offer Ubers to my dates. I always offer them Ubers there and back. Why? Most women hate driving. Most women hate trying to find parking. And most women want to be able to enjoy themselves and have a couple drinks without worrying about being responsible and driving home after a few drinks. Okay. So that's number 6. Number 7, grooming. All right. If you guys are not grooming yourselves, when I say this, I mean taking care of your nails, making sure they're short, removing nose hairs, removing ear hairs, making sure your eyebrows aren't all over the damn place, this kind of thing. That is critical. All right. Number 8 is make sure you don't dress like a dad or a grandpa. That's going to be a massive turnoff for her. This is basic stuff, gentlemen. But if, again, I offer one-on-one coaching. If you need some coaching around this, I can totally help you out. What I typically wear on first dates is I go for that bad boy look, depending on the time of year. Obviously, if it's cooler, I'll wear a leather jacket and some kind of interesting t-shirt underneath, or I'll wear a shirt kind of like this, right? Usually short sleeves if I can, so you can see what my body looks like. I wear a signature piece like a watch like this, and I wear jeans, sometimes with holes in the knees, sometimes not, and a sneaker. Usually I rock a white sneaker. Nice ones. Okay, Kurt Gregor is one of my favorite brands. So that's what I'm talking about in terms of dressing and leveling up your dress game. Number 9, smell delicious. Yep, fragrance. And you know about fragrances, so I'm not going to go on and on about this, but ideally go to a place that sells fragrances like Sephora, spray some samples on your wrists, then ask the staff, half an hour later, an hour later, and say, which one on my skin smells the best? You want women's opinions. Don't buy something because you think you like it. It's important that they like it on you. Number 10, as I alluded this about the watch, is having a statement piece. It doesn't have to be a watch. It could be a cowboy hat. It could be red sneakers with like some studs on them or something, or silver sneakers, right? I'm actually going to create a line of silver sneakers, so watch out for that one. And anything that helps start the conversation and piquing her interest around that. So, as a bonus tip, is to fix and whiten your teeth. Not all of our teeth are perfect. My lower teeth are a little crooked, but if you whiten your teeth, and this is what I do every morning in the shower while I'm showering, I have hydrogen peroxide, the 3% one. I'm swishing that around in my mouth for at least 15 minutes. And after that, I will use whitening mouthwash, whitening toothpaste, and once or twice a week, I use whitening white strips. Over time, you will break down all the yellow staining for sure. That's one natural way you can do it. All right, but I want to hear from you guys in the comments of other tips you can give my viewers on the things that they're doing that they're most likely how they're blowing their first date and how they can be better with that so that they can get onto date number 2, date number 3, etc. All right. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.